Hi everyone, hope you're all doing great. And at this time of the year, I know most of you have submitted your CAPD applications. You must be preparing for your bench tests and interviews and awaiting for your invitations. And this is also a time many of you will be preparing for your KIRA assessments. Many schools like NYU, UMN, San Antonio, they all have KIRA assessment. And some schools send the KIRA assessments to all their applicants, while some schools send it only to a selected group of applicants. This KIRA assessment, it helps the admission committee to get an idea about your personality, your communication skills, your critical thinking, time management, and after all, your presence of mind. So along with your written application materials and other documents, they will utilize this recorded KIRA assessments to analyze your candidacy and before making a decision about whether to invite you to the interview or bench test. Once you get the KIRA assessment link, you can get on their platform. You may have to pay a small fee for some schools, and once you have done everything and created an account on that, they have this thing where you can practice answering their questions. Most of the time it is in this format where you can see a member of the admission committee or a faculty asking you a question, and you can give an answer to their question, and you can practice how many times you want. Go ahead and utilize this opportunity and practice as much you want, and get a really good idea about how the KIRA assessment works. The test slightly varies for different schools, but overall it will be like 4 to 5 questions which you will have to answer in 2 minutes or less. A timer will be going on the top of the screen. Always keep an eye on the timer, and many at a times each question will have 2 or 3 parts. For example, the one question I remember from the KIRA assessment was like, tell us a time when you failed to achieve a goal, how it impacted your life, and how you changed it. When you get a question with this many, like 1, 2 or 3 parts to it, make sure you answer to each part of the question. Sometimes we start answering one part of the question, we slightly deviate from the topic, we go to some other topic, and we just forget that there is like 2 more parts to the question. Please don't make that mistake. Make sure you answer all these 3 parts, and most of the time you can only say one sentence about each question, and by that time the timer will be almost getting over. If you see you are running out of time, then quickly conclude the sentence, maybe like saying like, this is how I did it, this is how I changed that, or this is what I learned from this, or something like just try to conclude your answer and try to come back to the question. They really take notice, like if you are concluding the question, or if you are coming back to the circling back to the starting point, or you are just deviating and beating around the bush. And just like I said in my previous videos about the interviews, collect a lot of questions that you can practice for the KIRA. Just like your strengths, weaknesses, how you like the school, why dentistry, practice all these questions. Along with that, the other questions like just I mentioned earlier, try to practice a lot of questions like that. So whatever question you get, you will have something to answer, and make sure to conclude your answer in 2 minutes or less. And while you practice, make sure you keep a timer so you can keep track of the time, how long you are taking to answer the questions. And another tip I wanted to tell you is that For common questions like strength, weaknesses, etc., you can write down some points on a post-it note and stick it on to the side of your screen. So when you are asked such questions, you don't have to think so deep. You can just look at the post-it note, remind those points, and quickly make few sentences and talk about it. And always keep track of the time, and in case if you feel like you messed up one question, just forget about it, concentrate and focus on the next coming question, and try to give a really good answer to that. Many times I see, even though one candidate messed up one question, if they have answered very well all the other 3 or 4 questions, still they get an invite to the interview and bench test. So don't worry, even if you messed up a single question, don't keep thinking about it, move on and give your best for the next question. Make sure you look at the screen, be pleasant, be confident, and speak loud, and just like you sit in front of the interviewer, because this will be the first time your interviewer or your school's admissions committee will be seeing you. So make that first impression really good. And that's all for this video. Best of luck with your Kira assessments, and see you later. Bye bye.